This video is in response to this post on the Users of Chief Architect group on Facebook. We're looking for this particular detail. If we can zoom in here real quick, there's just a stepped detail on the side of this front facade. So I'm going to show you how to do this real quick. One method of doing this real quick. Let's get into Chief Architect. I'm going to fire up a new plan, and right off the bat, I'm going to get into my wall definitions. I'm going to create a new wall type. I'm just going to call this new wall brick only, and then I'm going to set this up. Let me just make this a pretty thick assembly, and then I'll double click in the pattern or the texture input there, get into my plan materials, type in brick, and I already have a brick material in my defaults. There we go. Now that I've got that brick only, I'm going to double click my exterior wall tool, and I'm going to choose a new wall type. Here's that brick only wall type. That's now going to be my defaulted wall, so I can draw this out. And you can see here, there's my new wall type. I'm going to butt this to an existing wall here. I'm going to take this all the way to the edge on either side. And then beyond that edge, I'm going to tab input, and let's just add 8 inches. On that side, I'm going to do the same thing on this other side as well. I'm going to tab, I'm going to add 8 inches. From here, let me pull a cross section or elevation camera, and I'm going to make a few breaks. But before I do, let me get back to plan view. Let me set this as a full gable end wall. Same thing on this other side, full gable end wall. And let's just set up a few things in the auto build roof to help us out. Let me get into our auto build roof dialog, and we're going to set this pitch to a 12 and 12 pitch. And let's see, I'm going to say that this is a 9 3/16 overhang on either side, because that accounts for my plywood as well as my siding on top of an 8-inch overhang. I'll press OK. I don't need to show those roof planes on this side. And then the next thing is I might set this up as a dual pitch roof. In fact, I could set up both of these as a dual pitch roof, and this will help me out as well. So in my roof panel, I'm going to say that this has an upper pitch. The lower pitch is 0. The upper pitch is 12 inches in from baseline. Let's just call it 1. And there we go. So now we can get to our elevation. Let's take a look at what we've got so far. You can see here, we've got the makings of what we're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and make a break here right along this line of my siding wall. And I can drag this up. Now, before I get too far into this, I want to make another break, and I'm going to infer from this first break, which is right along that siding wall, and look what happened. All of a sudden, it revealed our soffit, right? Our gable trim. So from here, I can make 3 equal breaks if I like, right? So I can make 1 break there. We note that it shows us some dimension when we click on this edge. We could say that this was a 7 3/8, and then whatever that was, let's just call it 7 3/8 divided by, let's go 7.3 divided by 3. Something like that. 2.5, that looks about right. And then I can click on this midpoint here, and we can set this up so that this is all equal, right? So 2.5 there, click on this next edge, 2.5 here, and then click on this last edge, 2.5 here. And you're just going to do the same thing on the other side, right? So that if we pull a 3D overview and swing around, there we go. There's that feature. The last thing we need to do, and I'd probably just do this in my elevation as well, as I would just snap this to the bottom, and then I've got to set some things up with my foundation wall with overhangs, etc. You can get into some wall settings where you've got a particular setting where it's going to be underpinned in this case for this wall. So there you go. There's that feature.